In the bustling heart of Oja-Oba, the king's market, where the air was thick with the scent of spices and the sound of lively haggling, a new stall appeared one morning. It belonged to a woman named Aduni. She was a woman of impressive size, with a round waist and a presence that seemed to fill the space around her. On her grill, she roasted chickens that sizzled and popped, releasing an aroma so captivating it could halt a busy man in his tracks. Her stall was never empty. From sunrise to sunset, a long line of eager customers snaked through the market, all drawn by the irresistible smell of Aduni's chicken. They said it was the most delicious chicken they had ever tasted, juicy, tender, and seasoned with spices no one could quite identify. But there was a strange thing about Aduni's chicken. No matter how much you ate, you never felt full. People would buy one piece, then another and another, their craving never satisfied, their pockets growing lighter with each purchase. Soon, a more troubling mystery began to unfold. The women of the village noticed a change in their husbands. Men who had once been loving and attentive, who cherished their wives' cooking, suddenly became distant and cold. They lost interest in the food prepared at home, their minds and hearts seemingly lost to something else. All these men had one thing in common. They were all loyal customers of Aduni, the roasted chicken seller. One of these wives was a clever woman named Funka. Her husband, Ade, who once couldn't get enough of her famous egusi soup, now pushed his plate away, his eyes glazed over. Funka noticed that every evening, Ade would return from the market with the lingering scent of roasted chicken on his clothes. She grew suspicious. The joy was leaving her home, and she was determined to find out why. Funka decided to investigate. The next day, she disguised herself as an old woman, wrapping her face in a cloth and stooping her back with a walking stick. She hobbled to the market and joined the long queue at Aduni's stall. As she got closer, she observed the mysterious woman. Aduni never smiled. She simply served her chicken with an unsettling, focused intensity. Her eyes seemed to hold ancient secrets. When it was her turn, Funk bought a piece of chicken. It smelled divine. But instead of eating it, she carefully wrapped it in a leaf and tucked it away. That night, she took the chicken to the oldest and wisest elder in the village, Baba Segun. He was known for his knowledge of ancient herbs and forgotten charms. Baba Segun examined the chicken under the moonlight. After a long silence, he looked at Funka with grave eyes. "This is no ordinary chicken," he whispered. "It has been enchanted with a powerful spell, a spell of endless craving and forgotten affection. The spice she uses is a rare, magical herb that binds a man's heart to the one who serves it, making him forget all other love." The elder explained the source of the magic. Aduni, he revealed, was not just a market woman. She was a forest spirit who had been scorned by a lover centuries ago. In her bitterness, she brewed a charm to steal the affection of men, feeding on their misplaced devotion to sustain her own lonely existence. The chicken was merely the vessel for her magic. The more men ate, the stronger her hold became, and the more their hearts turned away from their own families. Funk's heart pounded with fear and anger. She had to save her husband and all the other men of the village. Baba Segun gave her a small pouch filled with powdered roots. "This," he said, "is the only thing that can break the spell. It must be sprinkled on the source of her power, the fire she uses to roast the chicken. But be warned, she will not give up her power easily." The next morning, before the cock crowed, Funka crept back to the market. Oja-Oba was quiet and empty, except for one spot where a faint glow emanated. It was Aduni's stall. The mysterious woman was already there, tending to a fire that burned with an eerie green flame. This was no ordinary fire. It was the source of her enchantment. Gathering all her courage, Funke ran towards the stall. Aduni looked up, her eyes flashing with fury as she saw Funka approaching. She let out a shriek that echoed through the silent market. But Funka was faster. Just as Aduni lunged at her, Funka threw the contents of the pouch directly into the green flames. There was a loud hiss, and the fire erupted in a shower of sparks before being completely extinguished. A thick black smoke billowed into the air. When it cleared, Aduni, the large, imposing woman, was gone. In her place on the ground lay only a shriveled, dark root, the very heart of her bitter magic. At that very moment, all across the village, men awoke as if from a long dream. Aid sat up in bed, looked at Funka with clear, loving eyes, and asked, "My love, is there any of your egusi soup left?" The spell was broken. The aroma of enchanted chicken was replaced by the familiar, comforting sense of home-cooked meals. Love and laughter returned to the households of the village. Funka became a hero, her bravery celebrated by all. The story of the mysterious chicken seller became a tale told to children, a reminder that true affection cannot be bought or enchanted, but is built on love, trust, and a shared bowl of egusi soup. And from that day on, whenever anyone in Oja Oba smelled roasted chicken, they would remember the brave woman who saved her home. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey through Nigerian folklore. If you enjoyed this story, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more tales from the heart of Africa. Until next time, stay curious